Oh man. Guys, remember when I used to stream? That was crazy. Oh, this is a good music. That should be fun. Anyway. Yeah. I haven't streamed in like, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a little bit. No one's here right now. It's just me. So no one else. No Teddy. No Luke. No Steve. No Caleb. I'm assuming no Haley. I just kind of felt like streaming because it's been a little bit, I guess. Probably just gonna be playing by myself. That's how you know I'm lonely. I'm playing fucking Uno by myself. If any of you, which no one probably is, have been wondering where I've been, wait, let me see, let me get this situated first. Man, I've not played Uno in a while. Oh man, well now I have somebody who just joined. And he just left. That's pretty cool. Oh man. Yes, bless me. Well here actually someone's trying to join right now. Net type error. Oh shit. Well, let me get that situated. One second, everyone. Trying to figure this out. Net type error. What the hell are we doing? Luke, you should probably figure that out. I don't know. Just trying to figure it out.
There you go.
There we go. Alright, cool.
Third time's the charm. Okay.
I haven't streamed in a long time. So why did you join my party?
I saw you streaming.
But you're on Borderlands, that means I have to kick you, Luke. Do you know the rule?
No. I'm switching games.
I don't believe you.
Why is that a rule?
That is a rule now.
Why?
You know why.
That game's fun.
Yeah. Even all 2 people who still play it.
I have 3 people that play it.
Anyway, back to what I was saying when I started the stream. For any of you guys who was wondering where I've been, I've just been putting in interviews or doing interviews and working on real life stuff with like my actual life. So I haven't really been playing video games honestly for a while. Oh, actually, I have been playing video games, but it's been like basically Dokkan, which is a mobile game, and I've been playing a lot of 999, which is now in like my top 10 favorite games of all time. Like if you guys have never played 999, dude, it's a great story game. If you like visual novels, that are pretty accurate and like interactive. It's kind of like a mix between like Steins Gate, Doki Doki Literature Club, and what's another thing? Danganronpa probably. It's like a mix of those three things, and it's fantastic. It's like a great story. I highly recommend anyone who hasn't played it. Right now I'm playing the sequel, Virtue's Last Reward, and I have the the other sequel to that one already like purchased, so I'm getting ready to play that one whenever I beat the second one. But yeah, so I've been focusing on life stuff. That's why I haven't been streaming. Plus, I feel like there isn't really a game worth streaming. Like even this, I'm just kind of playing because whatever, it's like a thing I can not really pay attention to. So like Uno. Uno's fucking easy. Nobody pays attention to Uno.
Once that game's over, can I join?
Here, because I'm playing by myself, so sure, yeah. I'll just send you an invite, I guess. It's not Borderlands, yeah, I'll allow you to join since it's not Borderlands. So what have you been up to, Luke? You haven't talked to the audience in a while either.
I've been playing Borderlands.
Never mind, we're not playing together.
Why?
Yeah, that's all he's done for the past however long it's been since I've streamed. He's only been playing Borderlands and nothing else. His life has been about one solitary thing. So,
2 games.
It's just me and you right now, Luke, so we're just gonna do us two.
So we're gonna go up against 2 CPUs.
Yeah, that's fine. I wish you could turn them off.
Stacking.
I don't know why you can't. But yeah,
Oh, we're right next to each other. Okay, that means we can hurt each other.
Cool. I didn't know that was a priority for you. Well,
No,
let me
it's
hurt you.
not.
Let me hurt you
Oh.
then. Why would you do that, Luke? Oh shit.
Don't worry.
Doesn't matter.
They're dumb.
Oh man, shut up. That was terrible. It feels so weird
I just
streaming
woke up.
again. Of course you just
Yeah, I
woke
just
up.
woke up.
I haven't slept since yesterday 4 p.m. Shit. That's my hand. So yeah, I've basically just been playing Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle on my phone, and I'm like addicted to it all over again, and it's great. And I've been playing the crap out of 999, which I honestly cannot recommend enough. I did not think I would like it as much as I've like played the crap out of it. I can definitely say it's not a game for everyone if you don't like visual novels and storytelling games like that with like kind of like the death stuff mixed into it, where it's like a survival game-esque type thing, then you won't like it. But if you really like story-driven games and stuff like that that are pretty interactive and are kind of like have puzzles and stuff in them, and it's all about like character building, you will absolutely love it. The full title is 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, which I also think is a fucking awesome title. That's it, I guess. Maybe.
And I'm waiting for a game to come out.
The only game I'm honestly excited for is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Like everything else, I haven't seen anything in a while. Not
Yeah,
gonna...
true. But only for me right now it's Borderlands 3, but it's fun because we had nothing else to play as a group, so I was like, ah, there's a game I could play as a group.
I thought it was funny when you said you and Steve were planning on getting all the trophies and all this stuff like that. I asked Steve about that. He said, no, I'm not planning on doing any of that. I'm just playing it until I get bored of it. And he sounds like he's already...
Get all the trophies.
He sounds like he's already kind of tired of it. Which
I mean, I almost platinum the game. I just need to get a bunch of shotgun kills and I platinum the game.
I thought, like, I cannot get into that game at all. Like, I pretty much stopped at the exact same place I did before when I first played it. It's just, I'm just so bored of it. It's just a typical lame shooter game. Like, the one thing I feel like you can give credit to that game is its art style, and that's basically all it has. Other than that, I feel like it has no substance. Speaking of which, anime community has been crazy, I feel like, the past, like, pretty much a year of 2019, with just terrible things happening to just good people.
Yeah, the creator of Planet died.
I was referring to, like, the Kyoto Animation, the building burning down.
Well, yeah, he died from that fire.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. And all the stuff with Monaco Real and fuck, what's the voice of Broly's name? Shit, how did I actually forget? I literally had it on the tip of my tongue. What's his name? Why did I literally... Vic Mignogna, that's it. Sorry, I have no idea why I couldn't remember that. Like, the thing between those two is pretty crazy, and has definitely been getting more and more stuff every day. Just craziness. I'm not gonna lie, I have very weird opinions on that whole thing. I feel like, have you seen any of that?
Of what?
The whole, like, kind of sexual allegations, stuff like that between those two? The voice of Broly and the voice of Bulma?
No.
So basically, a couple months back, like, the voice of Bulma on Twitter was all like, I need to, like, let this out, stuff like that, and was talking about how the voice of Broly pretty much, like, sexually assaulted her and stuff like that, and made her feel real uncomfortable and all this stuff like that. And it was, like, a big thing, and everyone was like, whoa, because it kind of came out of nowhere. No one, like, it was, like, completely out of the blue. Like, everything seemed fine until now. And then, like, over time, she started telling stories about what exactly went down and stuff like that. And then Vic was telling his side. And then Vic, the voice of Broly, got, like, kicked out of a con. And, then, like, they fucking, they had to bring him back. Or, the guy re-invited him because, like, he felt bad. And, like, the thing about it is there is no actual evidence, like, physical evidence against Vic. It's just her statements. And, like, everyone recently has been, like, actually not recently, I guess in, like, pretty much, basically right after the event, I feel like has been all siding with Vic primarily. And, like, there's a couple things for me. And also, yeah, Vic tried to... I think it was, he tried to sue Funimation or something like that, or he was trying to reprimand them so, like, they couldn't sue him or anything. And, like, and a bunch of, like, shows and stuff like that were pulling him off because of all this drama. Like, for instance, he's not the voice of Crow and Ruby anymore and stuff like that. Like, like, he has been just destroyed because of, like, this whole thing. And it's terrible, like, honestly. But... So
it's so bad that simple, like, accusation could just ruin your life, even if it's false.
Well, the thing is, okay, so my like, personal, like, thoughts on the whole situation is, like, I understand both sides of, like, the spectrum of, like, okay, obviously, if someone says they're being, like, sexually assaulted or raped or whatever, like, there is not going to be any actual physical evidence unless, obviously, like, she's pregnant or something crazy, you know? So, like, saying that he did do it is hard, but, like, at the same time, obviously, if he didn't do it, then it's like, okay, there's...
So easy to say.
Yeah, so, like, no matter what, I feel like this is a losing battle, regardless of what side. And it seems like most of the evidence is pointing towards that, like, she lied and stuff like that, and it's stuff that she's pretty much just heard of through her friends, because like she was saying that a bunch of people, like a bunch of other voice actors said they had similar things happen to them where he like touched them in a weird way or like kissed them on the cheek and like weird stuff like that. And like it's just been weird, and like I've seen all these videos of like people slamming Monica Rial about like, oh, you're such a liar and all this stuff like that, and I really hate seeing it, because no matter whose side is right, I feel like you shouldn't be like slandering and destroying people, because like, you know, let's say she is lying, like let's say this whole thing is a complete lie and that he didn't actually do anything, he's a totally fine person, then it's going to be bad on her side too. She's going to get like as much destruction as he would, you know, for whatever reason, why ever she would make up the lie.
You ruin someone's life. Why would you try and ruin someone's life? If people are going to ruin her life for ruining someone else's.
You know, like, so if she is lying, she either needs to have a really good reason, or it's like, regardless, I feel like no one outside of this, including myself, is not involved in this situation, and we should not be feeding into it so much, because there's so many like hashtags of kick Vic, and there's so many hashtags of like I stand with Vic and stuff like that, and I see people on like YouTube all the time, and I like, because like I've watched some of these videos to get more and more intel, because obviously I don't want to go looking for it myself. It's just something I kind of be like, oh, there's that, I want to see how this is updating, you know, recently something big happened. But I don't want to like go looking for it, because it still feels kind of wrong. But I feel like regardless, I feel like people shouldn't be so enthusiastic and angry and like all this about everything that's kind of happened. And people are also in this bashing other voice actors like Sean Schemmel and Christopher Sabat and like all them for like standing by what they believe in, saying that they stand by Monica Rial because they trust her, you know, so like, and because like in like they're both Christopher Sabat, there's actually a convention that happened like a week ago where a person, like they were having a Q&A session, right, like completely standard stuff, and there was a person who walked up and he was like, I had a question, how did it feel to like stab Vic Mignogna in the back? And he's like, whoa, we don't talk about that, and it was completely unprofessional. And just like just made the whole thing just terrible. And like people supporting stuff like that is going to destroy the show I feel like we all care about, because you're not gonna make these voice actors want to come back and reprise their roles. So it turns to be like this terrible thing. And
they're doing the same thing for Pokemon, so like, because just people are upset one thing about the series, so they're like, oh well, they did something. Like I don't like people doing fake accusations, and even if it is real, it's just, why have to say it publicly in that kind of way and not just like tell like Funimation directly? I don't know.
So it's like the whole situation has just been completely insane, and I just feel like it shouldn't have been made public to begin with, because regardless of what happens, it's going to destroy somebody's life, as well as I feel like hurt the viewers that are trying to support or protect other people, like people who want to support like Vic. You're hurting yourselves, because now Vic obviously is, even if like let's say he does come back to Funimation, like, and they let him come back, all of like the interactions between him and his other coworkers is now completely ruined, you know, as well as his career, even this like situation being brought up. So like it's already bringing bad blood. Or if like let's say Monica Rial loses her job because it turns out to be a lie, then it's gonna destroy more people, and more people, obviously, like Sean Schemmel and Christopher Sabat, who do respect her, are probably not gonna be there anymore, or at least not gonna be happy about it, because the whole situation was just ruined to begin with. And I really don't like that too, that even people who are just giving their 2 cents about it are getting like destroyed for it. And I know like Sean Schemmel had that outburst on Twitter where he's like, okay, all you people who keep reading into this need to really fuck off and just leave her alone. I really feel like that was completely justified, honestly, because we're all still human. I know, like, he's still famous or whatever, and he has to keep up appearances, but he's still a person. You can totally understand him being upset about this situation. You know, these are his friends and his coworkers, people he's known, like, many, many years, and he deserves to have his own opinion on what he thinks happened. You know, I just want to keep enjoying the show Dragon Ball and stuff like that, what I really love and care about, and what I've watched, like, my whole life, and I want to, like, I want all those voices to still be there. So, you know, like, it's like, Broly's never been my most, like, favorited character, but I still love his voice and stuff like that. Like, he's a great voice actor, and he's done other characters that I really appreciate. And, like, I love Monica Rial. I love her voice, you know, she's great. I love Bulma. She's a great character. And I want to see all these people come back and keep doing their roles to, like, so I can show my kids, you know, or whatever, it's like that. And it just, it really ruins that.
It's like well, for some of them, they're like the most popular character they voice, so, like...
So I really don't want this to be kind of like almost the end of Dragon Ball for the voice actors, as well as us, where we're just gonna be like let's say Dragon Ball Super, like, Series 2 or whatever starts, and at this point, all the voice actors are just done, or they're, like, half-assing it because they're angry. You know, like, I wouldn't want that. You know, because obviously everyone's upset. Sean Shelman's upset, Christopher Sabat's upset, all the other voice actors are upset, Monica Rial's upset, fucking Vic Mignogna's upset. Like, there's no one person, I feel like, who's not lost something from this. And I do understand it's a big issue that needs to obviously be addressed, but the fans and everyone who keeps buying into it are the problem. And this should have just completely been private. Now, I don't really know why Monica Rial decided to, like, go to Twitter and stuff like this about it, especially now. It seems like completely out of the blue, because this definitely should have just been handled, like, inside Funimation, you know, in the studio, because this whole situation did not need to come out, you know.
I guess it's good that it's now, like, because nothing's going on for Dragon Ball, but, like, if she did this, like, during the Broly movie, then that would have been way worse.
See, and that's the other thing I keep saying about people who are like, oh, she's a total liar, is because everyone, the reason I keep seeing why people think she, like, thinks, everyone who thinks she lied, I always see the same, like, thing, and it's like, oh, we think she lied because she wants him to lose his job so she can become more popular or some shit like that, where it's like, oh, Broly's such a big character, you know, he gets money, stuff like that, and that's why Sean Schemmel is on their side, and that's why Christopher Sabat's on her side, stuff like that, because they don't like Broly. And it's like, no, there's no fucking way that's the reason. If she was lying, I really doubt that would be the reason why. If she wasn't making enough money, like, as it is, just to, like, support herself, then she wouldn't be working in that position to begin with. And even if, like, let's say Broly did get fired, you know, like, Vic Mignogna got fired, it's not like Broly as a character no longer exists. He's going to come back as another voice actor at some point, because he survives the end of the Broly movie. So it's like, she wouldn't be literally accomplishing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I just...
like, no matter what happens in the American version, it's not going to change the Japanese version, which the Japanese version was translated. Because if this happened in Japan, like, the Japanese voice actors, they might like, kill Broly off somehow or something with him, or not bring him back. But, like, since this is now in, you know, in America, this is only an American voice actor, it's not going to change the story.
But I feel really bad about that, and I hope I really don't get a lot of hate for it. If anyone even watches this, I really hope I don't get attacked or something like that, or be called an idiot, or someone who doesn't know all the facts or anything.
The only people in Funimation that's not getting hurt by this are the people that are not talking about it. Like, the actors that don't talk about it are, like, the ones that are like, okay with that. Like, no one's gonna talk about them, so, yeah.
And I do stand by the idea that, like, innocent until proven guilty. I totally understand that, so I understand why people are obviously, like, defending, like, Vic and stuff like that. I'm not on either side on this. I'm just saying, no matter what the outcome is, everyone is getting hurt by this. There is no one person who is not getting affected by this in some way.
What also makes it worse is that, like, it used to be like if someone creates an accusation, it's just, oh, the woman's always correct. But now that's so many times that women keep creating fake accusations, now people think, oh, if the women's creating a fake accusation, they must be wrong. Because if they create an accusation, they must be fake. So, like, now we can't even decide if this is fake or not, because that keeps happening. Like, we just constantly keep getting fake accusations now. It's like...
Oh my god, all these reverses. That's crazy. So I just really want this to kind of blow over, and I want all these voice actors to come back and stay here, even though that might not be possible anymore. You know, with all these lawsuits and everything being thrown around, and you know, it's just crazy. And it's just, I just really wish this wasn't made public, so regardless, people would not be attacking these other people. Like, I see so many things of like, Sean Schemmel's actually a big, like, asshole, and, like, when you meet him in person. When I walked up to him one time and stuff like that, he joked about my weight or something like that. It's like, dude, I'm, you know, let's say even he did do that, whatever, and let's say he is a dick in person. You are not entitled to what he acts like. I know you're, like, he's supposed to kind of make your day and stuff like that, but he's not like Mickey Mouse, you know? Like, his job is not to, oh, hey, guys, hey, oh, you want an autograph? Oh, you want a photo? You want to fucking go to lunch? Like, that's not his job, you know? His job is just to do the voice of Goku, so if he is, like, if he is really quiet, or if he is really stoic, or if he doesn't want to be around you, if he hates you, whatever, that shouldn't be your priority. I know you want to meet your hero, whatever like that, but your hero is Goku, not Sean. There's been plenty of people who have voiced Goku over time, and even if he is your specific Goku, whatever, he is not the character, and I feel like people need to realize that.
Because he also played other characters besides Goku. Like, I don't see anybody going up to him and saying, oh, hey, the voice actor of Lucario, or something like that. Like, no one's gonna do that.
You know, and it's like, same with me. I'd love to meet Sean Schemmel and stuff like that, and I'd love to meet Christopher Sabat. I'd love to get their autograph. I'd love to take photos with them, whatever. I'd love to go to lunch with them. You know, that'd be the coolest thing. Anyone who's like a Dragon Ball fan would love that. It's great. But, like, I still feel like you need to realize that these people, how they act in the show is not realistic to how they act in person. They could be a gigantic dig. They could be a, like, great, super nice guy in person. You know, your experience also really varies to your situation. Like, for instance, if, let's say, Christopher Sabat has been doing a signing of, like, 2,000 people in the span of, like, a couple hours, if you run up to him and be like, hey, you want to do this, this, and this, and this, and this? He's probably not going to be in the best mood to do that, because he just spent a couple hours dealing with, like, 2,000 other people who have the same, you know, ideas and dreams and feelings as you do. I was like, you're not always going to get that special, like, moment that you really wanted where it's, like, this big thing, you know? These are still people who are, like, doing this as a job professionally, so they don't have to act like circus clowns or, like, super excited to see you. You know, I know that's kind of fucked up to say, because everyone wants to, you know, have that great experience, and I would love to have that great experience, but I also realize that that is not always possible. Because they both of them were actually in Kansas City. I think last year sometime in May, I believe. I know it was. I'm pretty sure it was at our last Comic-Con or whatever. But like I know Steve got to see them very briefly and stuff like that, and like. I'd love to meet Monica Rial, you know, I'd love to meet the voice of Bulma, I'd love to meet the voice of Goku, I'd love to meet the voice of Broly, etc. I'd love to meet the voice of Beerus, that'd be really cool. There's so many people I want to meet, and thinking about the idea that because of this big just event that's been terrible and just ruining people's lives, as well as the internet blowing it out of proportion and people getting furious and angry about it, it's ruining everyone's time. You know, like, I really don't want this to be like kind of the end of Dragon Ball in a way. I don't really know how to describe it, but it wouldn't feel the same if you heard another person's voice out of that character right now. Or at least for me, you know, like the people who grew up with that specific one. And I also keep saying too, this is another thing I really don't like, is a lot of people who are like on the I stand with Vic side have been saying like, oh, she's the voice of Bulma, you know, there's been 5 previous voices of Bulma for I believe the English dub, so this isn't a big deal, whatever, if she even gets fired. And I'm like, you really shouldn't say things like that, I feel. Like, I don't care if she's the 5th, 6th, 20th, whatever, there's always going to be a voice for that character, so that doesn't even matter. And like, you have to respect that person. Saying that they should get fired because they're like the 5th...
saying, oh, she doesn't deserve a job because she's doing this character, but she's not the same as the other character, the other voice actors. Like, yeah, you're still saying, oh, she doesn't deserve a job.
Like, there's always going to be people who are better or worse at character voices, and it doesn't even matter, because when you technically think about it, these characters didn't have voices to begin with. It's only this becoming an anime that made it have a voice at all. So this character might not even sound like anything. They talk in text bubbles. I'm just saying, they technically don't even have voices. It's supposed to just bring that realism to the show that everyone really liked as a kid, and that mangaka, you know, and everything, and it's just, it doesn't, regardless if she's the 5th, 20th, whatever, fucking Bulma, I feel like that shouldn't affect the way people treat her. Because, like, if that's the case, I know Vic Mignogna is obviously not the very first Broly ever to do, like, a Broly voice, you know? So, it's just... it just doesn't work. That argument, I feel like, is just... or not even an argument, that kind of insult just to the person, I really think is disrespectful. Because it's the same way, like, where I wouldn't want to hear another person do Broly in dub, you know? And there's some Japanese voice actors that I feel like are better in the Japanese than I think they are in the dub, you know? Especially after watching Super originally in Japanese. Because that was actually the first time, that's the first experience I had with the Japanese version of Dragon Ball. Like, I'd heard, you know, Masako, or not Masako, but you know what I mean. But like, I've heard these Japanese voices before, but I never actually watched the show. And I found myself enjoying the Japanese a lot more than I have the dub in a lot of cases for the English dub. Because I heard when it was actually coming out, they heard that everyone had already watched it in Japanese due to Crunchyroll and all these other streaming services. So a lot of the time they were half-assing a lot of their jobs. And I feel like that's kind of been a big deal already with Super, because they were all really excited when Battle of Gods came out, and everyone gave 100% when Battle of Gods came to dub, because it was new content, and you could see everyone was excited. If you go back and watch those interviews of when that movie came out, you can see how happy Sean is, and how Chris is, and how Monica, like, you can see everyone and how excited they are to, like, come back and do something new instead of just those video games that they've been doing for years with the same, like, couple stories. And I want everyone to kind of have that passion back too, because I feel like the dub is definitely lacking recently of that passion. You know,
hopefully the same doesn't happen to JoJo and can't dub. because part 5. I haven't finished part 4 yet because I haven't continued it. I should continue it, but part 5 hopefully has good voice actors and they actually want to do it.
I don't feel, like I keep saying, I don't feel like the part 5 dub will be good. I don't know why. There's just, I just feel like you can't do it right. I could very well be wrong though. It could be great. I still prefer the dub of JoJo over the Japanese.
Yeah, I hope I see that. I hope that part 5 has been the second, because when I get to there, I'm watching the dub. I know a lot of people probably already watched the sub for it.
Well, there's still the 1 hour special left, and then it'll be done. But it's basically over, honestly.
Yeah, people were being upset, like, oh, there's no JoJo Friday for the anime, but then there's JoJo Friday for the manga.
What I'm worried about is David Productions, the people who make JoJo, the anime, stated recently, well, they didn't state, they asked if people even wanted to see a Part 6 anime, because it sounded like they weren't even planning on doing it. They're just like, do you guys even still want this? Because it made me really on edge, because it makes it sound like they weren't planning on even, like, they weren't, like, it sounded like they weren't even planning on doing Part 5. And it's just like, hey, it's been a while since Part 4. Is it gonna ever happen? And then we got it. And it feels like this might kind of be the same way.
It also sounds like people are like, they think people are not caring about Part 5. Like, anime-wise.
See, I hope they at least do Part 6, and then they can stop right there. Because, to be perfectly honest, I feel like the story ends at Part 6 anyway. There's spoilers for JoJo, by the way, for Part 6 and so on, as well as 4 and all the other parts if you haven't seen JoJo at all. So spoilers. If you don't want spoilers for JoJo, leave. Part 6, since it's like, I just feel like it's basically the end, and I'd be totally fine with them doing Part 6 and then ending it. Because, like, once you have your alternate reality shit, I just feel like I'm reading Part 7 right now, and I've read all of current that is out of Part 8. I do not like Part 8 at all. Part 8 is a fucking snooze fest, in my opinion. Like, I just feel like nothing has really happened in it. Or at least not in a while. Like, the last 2 arcs have just been, like, restating, this is what the fruit does. This is what the fruit does. Did you know it's all about fucking exchange? Equivalent exchange. Did you guys know, like, it's been that, like, I feel like every fucking chapter, and just only in the, like, most recent 2 chapters has I feel like been any new relevant content that's happened. You know? So I've just been kind of so bleh on Part 8. The whole story has been pretty dull. The characters, I like a couple of them, but like most of them have just been meh. I don't like the main JoJo personally. The stands are pretty interesting. Well, there's only 2. Okay, there's only really 1 stand I really like, and that's Vitamin C, personally. Like, other than that, it's just been pretty meh to me. And in part 6, what I'm doing is kind of reading back. I'm reading in like a weird pace where I'm reading like those Part 6, 7, and 8 kind of all around the same time. Because I read all of Part 5 before the anime. And, or actually pretty much during the start of the anime. So I just kind of wanted to get each one at a time, because I've kind of have a problem reading JoJo manga. It's because I feel like a lot of the time it's pretty dull. I honestly do not recommend the JoJo manga. I feel like they really overplay it in anime, and I feel like it kind of makes it better. Not that the manga is bad in any means, and obviously it's the source material, but like, I just feel like it really takes away because it's not in color and in motion, so it takes away from a lot of the excitement and movement you really see during the show.
I also like the voice acting in that.
Man. Another thing I've been thinking about, going back, even though I don't want to, I'm thinking about watching season 2 and 3 of Attack on Titan. And I don't want to do it, because I don't like Attack on Titan. I didn't like season 1. It's just, for me, it was kind of a, yeah. I feel like Attack on Titan as a whole, or at least from season 1 that I watched, is just a lot of action with no substance. And it's a lot of, like, plot twists with no substance. It's like, it's like Shock Factor. It's like, first you're like, whoa! And that's really cool and all, but then when you realize it's about a character or situation you don't really give a shit about, it kind of just ruins it, and you're like, okay, whatever. Oh wow, I'm just getting fucked right now.
I don't like when like a series kills off characters like too many times. Like it's okay to kill some off, but when they do it so often, I don't like that.
See, I'm fine with killing off. I'm fine with killing off like characters like a bunch or whatever, as long as it makes you feel an emotion. But with Attack on Titan, it's like anytime literally anyone dies, I don't even remember their fucking name.
That's why I can't. That's why I don't care. Like when people talk about Game of Thrones, I'm like, I don't want to watch it because I know like everybody's gonna die, and like I don't care about any of the characters because you know they're gonna die. So what's the point about caring any of the characters?
It's just like a lot of death with no substance, where it doesn't make you feel anything. And it's kind of just like, oh, that person died, and then that person died, and then that person died too. And with Attack on Titan, I feel like it's a lot of that, except it's death mixed with, oh no, and then that person turned out to be stronger than we thought they were, or eviler, or they were a bad guy, or man, this person doesn't seem very nice. Or how could this possibly happen? This is so bad. Like, it's just... And I hear season 2 and 3 get a lot better, because season 2 I hear is really slow. Like, it's more of a, like, there's not a lot of action in it, and the main characters are basically gone, because I don't like the main cast at all. Yeah, just... nothing I really liked about it, but I'm thinking about going back to it just because I hear how great it is, and since I hear the final season's coming out, so... I feel like I kinda owe it that much.
Apparently Sonic the Hedgehog movie just got delayed again.
Fire Force is not a good show. I'm so sick of hearing about it. It's just like Attack on Titan. A lot of cool action and cool music with no substance because the characters are boring.
I'm showing it to you, then you stop looking. 444-0204. 04.
Literally the main character of Fire Force is just Rin from Blue Exorcist fused with Deku from My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, even when it comes down to abilities, it's basically the same, because Rin uses fire, and Deku uses his feet to attack. Literally those two, it's literally the same fucking thing, even like abilities as well as design. It's drawn in the style of My Hero, but the character looks like Rin. fire, feet. It's just saying.
No, it's okay. Also, very,
This anime season, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's been pretty meh. Pretty okay. I pretty much only really like Dumbbell and Magical Senpai. And Magical Senpai isn't even that good, it's just like, kinda... It just cracks... It makes me laugh a little bit. Like, some of the jokes are pretty stupid, but it makes me laugh because it's like dumb humor. It's pretty basic, though. I mean, so is kind of Dumbbell, but like Dumbbell, like, at least is just, I don't know, there's something about it I really like.
Great, I can't win with this card now. Literally any color, and I could switch this card out. Except blue. No blue. I think this might be old news, but I heard there's like a lot of controversy for like Smash Bros, like the community.
What are you even talking about?
What?
What are you even talking about?
There was this one like player that was like people were talking about like, oh, how he might be talking to this younger, like this teen, but then he eventually said, oh yeah, that is true, and he kind of got, he can't play Smash competitively anymore. He's like banned from most, if not all, tournaments.
That doesn't sound like a lot of drama. He's like one guy.
And he just stopped playing Smash Bros. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of done, because like,
That's me.
if you can't play at any of the good tournaments, then like, what's the point? Because you're not going to get anything out of it, really. You're not going to fight any good players, and you're not going to get any rewards. And a while back, a 15-year-old beat a pro player, and then she got bullied for it, so then she almost quit playing Smash Bros. Altogether because of it. She's like, oh man, you beat a pro player with a low-tier character? Yeah. Or then she started playing again because of the support of fans. And now that Smash Ultimate's going to be the final game shown on at EVO, people are thinking, oh, Smash character reveal? Even though we haven't even gotten Hero yet. But like, fuck, I don't know. That'd be cool if we got our next character from EVO, but I don't know who would it be. We were thinking Heihachi. I don't know. That's all that really happened for Smash community that I've been hearing about. The only controversy I've heard recently was about Lion King. That's kind of an old controversy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They left. They're not here right now. They already left. They went outside. They already left.
I hear there's actually a boycott starting to stop making fucking live action Disney movies.
Well, the controversy I'm talking about is because people are so. I was watching this video about like, oh, did Lion King plagiarize because this Japanese anime called Kimba the Lion. It'd be like, oh wow, it's like pretty much the same. It's all about a lion with a similar name and all like similar.
How did not suck a thing says, oh no, it's the Uno man. Yeah, it's me. I am the one man. I'm the once-ler.
But like, when I heard that thing, I'm like, okay, so they said that creator of Kimba the Lion, like one of his favorite movies as a kid was Bambi. And Disney said, oh, one of the movies that we were inspired by when making The Lion King was Bambi. I'm like, well, that could mean that they're both inspired by the same movie, so of course they're gonna be similar movies. Like, I don't get what the problem about the controversy is. Like, they could have plagiarized it. He's like, well, how did you not hear about this popular anime in Japan? But like, they could have also not plagiarized because they also copied off of their own. They copied off of Bambi.
Fucking double stack of skip. Fuck you.
I'm just trying to get rid of cards, man. It doesn't even affect you.
Yeah, this game is going on for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about the Mulan movie. When I hear that they're not adding the dragon's not going to be in the movie, but it's just by a phoenix, and they're like, oh, we're going to get rid of all the comedy from the movie, so they're not going to have any of the comedy. It's all going to be a serious story. But
Oh.
oh, what's that?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I've been hearing everyone is upset about the Little Mermaid being black, and I just don't care. Take this, Luke. Oh no. Oh no. Yes! Yeah! I win.
Al Pudding could have gotten 6. You'd be like, nah. You didn't want to risk you getting 8?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you 2 more. And now I'm in the lead. Shit. I have to draw.
Not in lead anymore, right?
Damn. Now I'm in last. I did my best.
Karma.
Ah! Yeah! It didn't matter. Yes.
Cool.
Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello?
You're getting...
Okay. Bye.
Did you see what happened?
No. What?
So, I took your cards, and then AI Luna took my card. Who took my card, so now he has the hand I took from you, that you took from him.
I just realized your profile photo is still Rocket League.
I know, I haven't changed it because I don't have any good profile pics. And this is what I got from getting a deluxe version of games. I'm like, I might as well keep it. Like, I don't have anything else good. Everything else is like generic because everybody else has it. Why would I change it?
Oh, fuck you. Man.
The reason right now I'm not playing, well, the reason I wasn't playing Borderlands for a little bit,
I mean, like a
because
day.
well, right now I kind of can't because I'm at a problem right now.
What do you even mean you're
So
at
in
a
the second
problem?
game, okay, we're in basically very hard mode, which the enemies scale to our level, like a level or two above our level, or around our level. So it always scales to the highest level person. I'm the highest level person in the group, so I have to wait for them to level up, because if I continue the story, then it's just going to get harder for them. I can't do anything.
Wait, so it doesn't scale to the level, it scales to the highest level.
It scales to the highest person's level, yes.
I don't even know how you still are so into it. That game...
And for the pre-sequel, I played as a character and I leveled up too much, so I have to switch my solo play character. But not solo play, I have to switch my group play character so I can bring him to the area that my friend is at. But you level up faster if you're by yourself than when you're in a group. So I'm his level and I'm half as far as he is in the story with that character. So I'm like, well, that's a problem too.
I don't know what is keeping your attention to fucking Borderlands so much. That game is not interesting at all.
I mean, once you beat the main story, you have all the DLCs. We've been doing
Cool,
DLCs.
I guess.
DLCs are fun.
I have DLCs for a game that's been out forever that are already free, so it doesn't even matter.
But DLCs are long.
Who cares?
Because you get good guns and RNG.
RNG for an old ass game that don't matter, I win.
I've been farming for guns and
I don't care, Luke. This is why I kick you from the party anytime you play Borderlands.
the weapons are creative. My mom's not here right now.
My mom's not here right
No.
now.
She's with Dad.
Mom said I can't answer the phone.
No, I can't.
I want to leave a stranger alone.
Bye. Well, she might have been still talking. I don't know. I hung up as soon as she said bye, but apparently she still had a huge conversation afterwards. Whoops.
Oh, did you just stack a draw 4? Is that 8? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he just took it. He just
Damn.
took it.
This is 18, the rest of us is 5 or less. Except for you. Damn, just passed it along. That's crazy. Oh, he took it back. Damn. Rebel. Oh, fuck you! I'm mad.
And you know he drawed it.
Challenge
so
it.
I
I don't care. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take the cards. Take more cards. Give me all these cards.
I haven't been keeping up with Persona 5 Royal, but I've been listening to a few of the stuff. We're looking at a few of the stuff they added. I'm not looking at every single detail, like, oh man, they changed her outfit a tiny bit. They gave her a beanie. Like, okay, I don't really care. But I've been like caring about like the big stuff, like 3rd tier personas, like that was in Golden. So now they have like everybody's getting like a 3rd persona.
Yeah, I have not looked at anything besides that one trailer that came out forever ago. Because I am done with Persona until 6. Because like I told you, if that Persona 5 Royale had all the answers that I wanted for this game, I would have bought all the DLC, but it clearly doesn't, so I'm not getting it.
I mean, it's having one extra palace.
It doesn't, it's not gonna solve anything. They're not gonna address any of the fucking problems in Persona 5. I still find it funny that everyone's like, Persona 5, the animation was terrible. It's like, well, I mean, the story of the actual game wasn't that much better. It was basically the same. The only thing that's really different is the animations in the actual anime was terrible. The story was virtually the same, though.
They just kind of rushed it a little bit, and...
Yeah, but obviously you can't have the same runtime as the game.
Obviously, but like, Goro is just in every single episode. Which makes no sense. Don't worry, David, I'll make sure you don't get too caught.
I was gonna say, why'd you do that? You know, I was gonna give you a draw too, but I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'll be nice since you protected me.
Thank you. I realized since you had a draw 2 and I had a draw 2, you could have actually done it, so that we would have gave Luna more cards.
I still have it. I can still do it. Oh, now I can't. Yellow is not my color right now. Does not appear to be your color either. I was thinking about working at a casino as a dealer, but you have to be 21 to do that.
Yeah. Because gambling.
Well, it's not even for the reason of gambling, just because I feel like it'd be kind of cool to learn more card games. Like, I don't know how to play poker or anything.
I do.
I
don't get why they're adding a casino to GTA Online.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They said you can actually gamble in it. You can actually use slot machines with in-game money, because you can turn your in-game money into poker chips. Not poker chips, but like, you know, yeah. But like, I'm like, well, that's just gambling, because you could turn real life money into that money, so that's really just gambling. And it's a 17 or older game, so why would you put that? Because that's 17-year-olds can gamble.
I don't see the point of updating GTA 5 anymore. That game is aged. It does not really need to. Does not need to be updated anymore.
I mean, people are still playing it. It's like still.
Well, no, I don't doubt that. I'm just saying, like, I feel like with updates like that, is it like a free update or do you have to pay for it?
I think it's free, but it's like a big update. Like, it has a lot of, like, a huge area, more content, a huge story, stuff. Like, you're adding a story to GTA Online now, and they're like,
oh my God.
why didn't you have a story to begin with for GTA Online? Where you basically, it's a heist where you have to, like, rob a casino.
That's, oh, really? Oh, that sucks. GTA is another one of those games that's like, you have such a big world, but there's nothing in it. There's like nothing to do.
I hope that they could fix that problem in the 6th game, but like,
I don't think they will.
Probably not. Because like, people like how big the map is, and the people would complain and be like, why is it slightly smaller? Even if they're like, oh, it's smaller because we added more content that you can do in that small area.
See, I'd be fine with that just because even though it's a big area, like, half the shit is, like, almost impossible to reach just in a car at the beginning of the game. There's a giant mountain that just is fucking ridiculous, and it takes up, like, a third of the map.
the huge desert area. Why? Like, most of the missions in the story mode, they're like, if it wasn't for the taxis, like, I would have been like upset with the story because you're like, okay, you need to go all the way to the south of the map. Okay, now you need to go all the way to the desert, which is the top of the map, and then you gotta go back to the south again. Like, I don't like that because like most of the game is just you driving.
That's how I feel about a lot of shit. Like, it's just...
I wish taxis actually were like similar to the actual original like story mode, because then you could teleport basically.
Another thing I don't really like about online is it's like way too much of a grindy game, despite you not really ever getting anything out of it. I feel like
there's no way to teleport, which I don't like. I want a way to teleport because there's such huge area. Also, like, I hate when people attack you for no reason. So you could teleport to leave them, go away from them. Because it'll cause more problems because the people can teleport to you to attack you, but...
I just want the game to have, like, actual cheaper, just in-game, like, stuff that costs money. Because it's like, I feel like basically anything in the game is just, like, stacked at a ridiculous price.
It's the same for Red Dead Redemption. People are upset about because it doesn't make any sense. They're like, oh, we kept it 1-to-1 to history in the story mode, but then they're like, okay, we need to increase the prices by like 10 times or 100 times. Because if you're gonna get money like in the game, it'd be like, oh, you're gonna get like, instead of paying money for $100 in game, you're gonna pay money to get $50 in game. People are gonna be like, well, that's like a worse deal because we're seeing like we're getting less money. But in actuality, if we lower the prices in the game, you're actually getting more money.
I just feel like after all, like, because remember me and you did that deathmatch thing like a billion times. We barely got any money out of it every time. It's like, I think it was like 30,000 after like maybe 20 games. It's just, and they take so long. It's just,
like,
not feel.
My friends and I did runners versus vehicles, where like you're supposed to run people over with vehicles on this like parkour track thing. I only got 6,000 out of it for getting second place. You probably get a little bit more money when you get first place, but like, there's no other place besides second and first. But still, it doesn't feel like a lot of money. And I didn't even pick that color. I'm an idiot for picking that color.
My hand sucks right now. I've like
I shouldn't have picked green. I just hit my D-pad. I meant to hit a different color. Please get a green.
I would like a card. Thank you.
Yes. Dang it. I guess it wouldn't matter anyway because I'd have to challenge you.
I was gonna. You would have drawn 4.
Yeah, so he saved my life, but he also ruined it. Luna. Ah, dang it.
He just keeps coming right back to you.
I meant to pick blue because I had a blue card, but I picked green on accident and helped them.
This is fucking stupid. Oh, let's switch around and shit. You can take this.
I need to plug in my controller. I'm back. I had to plug in my controller.
Take that back. Yeah, this is an intense game of fucking Uno right now.
Mm-hmm.
of combos going on. Do I have it?
I don't know what card you have now, so
Do I
that was the card I
have
had
this
before you.
game? Do I have it? Do I believe in magic? I do not.
Okay.
Oh wait, never mind.
I thought you would have like a. I thought you would have like a +4.
Stop it. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is so close. But I win!
Dang it!
Yes, I am Kira.
Like, all of us needed blue, but everybody had blue.
If you didn't reverse it, I would have lost. Oh, that was great. Let's get red.
I don't like that color.
I like that color.
Nah,
I
man.
feel like red is like a good color. Like green's my favorite, but red is up there. Like blue used to be like my second favorite color. Now it's red. Fuck.
I'm saying I don't like that color because I didn't want that color. Green is my favorite color. Blue is like my, I don't know, my least favorite maybe.
Man, I thought about so much like weird small stuff like when I have a kid when it comes to just like life. Have you ever thought of like having to teach someone how to play Uno or something? Like doesn't that seem weird because it's like one of those things that you figure every like person just knows how to do?
Well, sometimes like the kid would just know them by like learning themselves, like and not asking. We could just learn by themselves.
Okay, well, all right. Well, think about like movies, for instance. Like let's say you have a kid and they have no idea what Star Wars is. Wouldn't that be like wild and crazy?
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, man, because like they don't know what that is. That's just weird.
It's for like them, it's like, oh, they don't know what Nintendo is, or like PlayStation, or like Sony, or like Microsoft, or like, what's a computer, what's a TV? Like, that'd be weird. Then you'll be like, they're gonna ask you like questions about like, when they're in like history stuff, they're like, oh, what happened in 2019? And you'll be like, oh man, I could tell you all about that year.
I thought really hard about like if my kid asked for me to help them like on their homework or something, and I'm just like, kid, I can't do shit besides math. I'm terrible at science. I'm terrible at history. Like math is like the one thing I'm good at besides like writing. But I mean, I feel like anyone.
So like writing, how are you gonna really help them? And
Yeah.
except for like grammar and punctuation.
That's
Like
just,
history.
like I'm
History, I mean, you have
sorry.
Google.
Yeah,
You have
I feel like
Google for history.
I feel like everyone who isn't good at history, they always just cheat and Google search it, and then like nobody ever knows because they just edit it to make it look like it's not actually like cheating. That's what I did all through high school, is because I was bad at history, so I just fucking like copied and pasted literally everything, and then I just like changed some of the like words around to make it sound like my own thing.
I'd circle, but okay, game.
How much have you like cheated in a class, like specifically?
I ain't cheap. I get what you. I don't like really cheap. I get what you mean by that. But like, when it says like, I know it's not a history question, but like, say like, oh, penguins live in cold climates. You could be like, cold climates are where the penguins live. Like that's not cheating.
That's not true. That's fucking stupid.
I mean, I do that all the time. Like, say like, oh, put it in your own words. I just flip it around.
What is snow?
Like,
Snow is snow. Fucking stupid.
no, I meant like putting the beginning of the sentence at the end of the sentence, and then putting the end of the sentence at the beginning.
I
Making
guess.
it an actual sentence. Because then you read it and be like, oh. Like, when it says put in your own words, like, some of them are like ridiculous questions, like, it's a simple answer, but they're like, oh, well, you can put it in your own words. I'm like, how am I gonna do that?
I really don't like dumb questions like, what does the author mean when they say this? And I'm like, who fucking cares? Because it's all about interpretation anyways. Technically, they could literally mean anything.
Like, I remember when I was in my English class, and we had to do like questions for like our book that we were reading. But the problem about the book I'm reading is like they're like, oh, talk about the main character and describe what they look like. Well, I don't know who the main character is for my book. There is no main character, to be honest, because the characters just keep changing every chapter and every page. I don't remember any character's name, which is a problem. Isn't that a problem if you don't remember any of the characters' names? Or
I have a problem with, like, I really don't like when they kind of give you, like, in writing classes, they give you assigned reading, where, like, you have to read to certain chapters, like, every single day. I hated that. Like, I love writing and I love reading and all, but I hate being like,
read a book.
Yeah, I don't want to be forced to be like, no, you have to do this or you're totally gonna fucking fail. And it would always count for, like, a test grade every single day, like a pop quiz grade, and I always fucking hate that.
We don't get pop quizzes, by the way.
I didn't get that many, like, pop quizzes in actual high school. I think I only got, like, maybe 2, and they were
Like, I
both
remember-
in math.
In my English class, like last year, I had to read the book Catcher in the Rye. As a group, and then I just like, okay, we're only halfway done, and we're supposed to be at the end right now.
I'm pretty
So
sure
I
they
was gonna like skim through it and like look at a summary to answer these questions. I did, and I helped the team. None of them, like one of them was still in like chapter 5. I was halfway. All the other people were like close to halfway, so I'm like, okay, the other half of the book. And what were you saying, David?
I'm pretty sure both the pop quizzes I got were in Algebra 1.
Oh man.
And you have not gotten to take your turn in a while. Ah, there you go. Now you get to make a move. And you have to draw. That would suck.
They already have, are they having like 3 or 4 live action movies from Disney this year? Like live action remakes. We had Dumbo, we had Aladdin, now we have Lion King.
I hear like either people love Lion King or they fucking hate it.
Like the original or the live action?
The live action.
Oh, okay.
I only hear either you love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
I don't know. The only thing that seems cool would be like this soliciting to them.
I don't even get
Like-
why it's fucking called live action. It's in CG.
I know. The only thing that's real is the landscape.
That's
But even
fucking
then,
stupid.
still edited. So they say it's, you don't say that one's live action, but people still say it's live action because it's like in the same idea as Dumbo and Aladdin. Like, oh, they're remaking it, but making it really realistic looking. Which I don't. So they're all. So what they're remaking right now is pretty much all their movies during the Disney Renaissance. What's even worse about it is they're still gonna keep those movies in the vault, their quote unquote vault. And they're like, okay, we're gonna wait a few years and then we're gonna release the movies and then we're gonna put them back in the vault.
You know, it'd be really
That's
funny.
usually what they do. What?
So you know how like in Wreck-It Ralph 2 they had like the Disney princesses and like they had like a whole part in the movie. If like you get another, it doesn't have to be Wreck-It Ralph, but any other movie, and it's like you have the animated Disney princesses and then you have the live action Disney
I was gonna,
princesses.
yeah, the live action princesses. You're gonna have live action. They're pretty much gonna. They're pretty much going to remake all of the Renaissance movies. So they're gonna remake Hercules. They're gonna remake Pocahontas. I don't remember what else is in the Renaissance.
So they're
What
gonna
else?
remake? Are they gonna remake Black Cauldron?
No.
Why not?
People
Black
didn't like that
Cauldron's the
movie.
best movie.
Are they gonna remake? Oh, they already remade Winnie the Pooh. Never mind. That's pretty much the only movie in their quote-unquote dark ages of Disney movies that they remade.
When's Black Cauldron? When? I need it.
It's not gonna be called the Black Cauldron when they remake it. They're gonna probably call it like, oh, it's the Dark Cauldron.
Oh yeah, it goes race.
Mm-hmm.
Black is a bad word. Remember, kids, be offended by things that aren't even offending, or offended. Fuck words. Words are hard, kids. My hand is terrible. Everyone's hands
Hand?
are awful.
Yeah, I have no greens. Yeah,
I have no reds.
that sucks.
I literally have every other color but red.
I didn't mean to do that.
I was gonna say, why did you do that?
Apparently he wanted his hand. So, hey. And he wanted his hand.
This is fucked up.
That was stupid. Look what happened. David, go again.
That's dumb. No, you go. No, I don't want to go. You go. Yeah, he can go. That's fine. Oh no, now I have to play the game. I didn't want to play the video game.
The more I see the new Pokemon game, the less I care about it.
I've been hearing that from people. Everyone thinks it looks terrible because the animations are so bad.
Mm-hmm. They look like they're rushing it, which they are rushing it. Which is why there's no national decks. Which is also why, you know, they're...
Dynamax sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah, Gigantamax even sounds worse because it's just Mega Evolution, but they're bigger.
Literally the dumbest. They literally just needed to make Pokemon fusions. Everyone wants it, even though it'd be dumb.
People are like, oh, but that's a lot of work.
It'd be dumb, but literally everyone wants it. I promise you that game would blow up.
I keep hearing about like Pokemon Go having like Shadow Mewtwo and Shadow stuff. Like, what is that about?
I stopped playing Pokemon Go, but it's not Shadow Mewtwo. It's like the Armor Mewtwo.
Oh yeah.
I
I hear
think
like
that's-
Shadow Pokemon and
I think that's pretty cool and all, but I stopped playing Pokemon Go just because it's like I'm just bored of it. You know, I feel like nothing's really happened in a while, and anything that does, it's like whatever.
I want a Pokemon spin-off, more of actual Pokemon game right now. Like either remake Pokemon Stadium or Coliseum, or a sequel, or like make Pokemon Snap or something. Or Pokemon Let's Go. I know people don't like Let's Go, but I would be okay with Pokemon Let's Go Gen 4. Like, okay, that'd be cool. It's gonna be Gen 4, but it's gonna be Let's Go. I was like, oh man, that's awesome. People are not gonna be happy because they want an actual remake of Gen 4, but that's still cool.
I don't really want anything from Pokemon anymore. I'm kind of done with it. Although that kind of comes as Nintendo as a whole. Like, there's nothing of Mario I'd want to see. There's nothing of anything.
Mario Maker 2, I feel like Mario Maker 2 just lost all its charm from the first game, which is why I don't like it. Like, the reason I like the first one was because of the charm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they added a bunch of stuff to this game, which is like supposed to make it better, which it is the definitive version, but it got rid of the mystery mushrooms, which I really loved, and it got like, I don't like the story. The story's boring.
Well, do you really expect Mario to have a good story to begin with, to be fair?
I know, but like it is different from all the other Mario games, but it's just still like, oh,
Build a castle.
we destroyed our, like the dog destroyed our castle, so we need to build a new one. Which, the ending could literally be the beginning of the story. So the story could literally go on forever. Because what could happen is the dog destroys the castle again. And then it's, yeah.
My thing is, like, I think the reason I don't really like Mario Maker 2 as much as I liked the first one, even though obviously I don't have a Switch, but like, for the playthroughs I've seen, is it just looks like every level that people have made have basically just been copies of like the things in the first one, and no one's really done anything different besides like the on and off switches.
Besides on and off switches and the exclamation blocks.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like no one's really, even though they might have added all this stuff, I just feel like it's basically not.
I don't see anybody using like the cranes, the car. I don't see people like using. To be honest, the only theme I've been seeing, which makes sense because it's the new theme, but everybody's using 3D World. Everybody's using 3D World, and nobody's using like new Super Mario Bros. U or Mario 3, which is also from the last game. No one used Mario 3. To be honest, I like Mario U more just because of the character controls. And honestly, don't care about having, like, multiplayer's cool. I like that, but I don't care.
Multiplayer
about having,
is bad. It's so bad. Have you seen
I know. I'm
the
waiting
online?
I'm waiting for local multiplayer, like local online multiplayer, which they're adding. I don't know when they are gonna add it, but if they already did or not. But
every online game on Nintendo and just existence of every Nintendo console has been bad. They need to stop. They just need to give up. Make games that are just fun for people in the house, because the console itself is made for kids and like families. It's not meant for fucking online competitive play. It's stupid.
I get why, but I'm surprised that none of the Mario games so far have any DLC.
Well, what would it really be when you think about it? Like the most like. The only thing I could think of you could do DLC for Mario games is like characters, like you could play as Bowser or Rosalina or something like that. Other than that, like power-ups would be stupid.
For Mario Odyssey, people wanted more locations. For Mario Maker 2, people want more game styles. For Mario Party, they wanted more game modes, like bring some returning game modes, or like bring some more maps, because people want more maps. There's only 4, which is the only reason I don't want to get Mario Party, because like I'm gonna get bored of it really quickly because there's only 4 maps. Like I want at least like 10 maps. Then I'll be like, okay, that'll be good. But 4 is just like, that's too little.
I'm just not really expecting anything from Nintendo anymore.
Their best online game just ended, basically. They ended all their updates for it. So, I mean, we don't have Splatoon 2 really anymore. Which I'm not surprised that Chaos won though. It's basically down to, do you like white lollies or black, older-ish women, I guess. And like, well, everybody picked the lolly, so the lolly won. Like, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Like, literally every other game they have that they've made basically has DLC, except for Mario and Kirby and Pokemon. Zelda has DLC, Splatoon has DLC. Smash Bros. Obviously has DLC.
I feel like Nintendo is really a dying console. It just doesn't need to really be around anymore.
We're having the Switch Lite, which I've been...
It's stupid. It's stupid. I swear to God, if you think it's cool, I'm gonna kill you. This is stupid.
I don't.
I hate that
It's
so
just
many
a
people
weaker
love
version. It's just a weaker version because like a lot of people don't like connecting it to the TV. But you know the problem about making that version?
it. Literally, it just
No
existing.
streamer's gonna buy it. No streamer's gonna buy it because you can't. You have to plug it into your TV to record it. So no. The only good thing about it, I guess, is the battery life and that it has a D-pad. That's the only good thing about it. The colors are just, oh, you get to choose between yellow, blue, or gray. Like, why not, like, I don't know, black, red, like, literally any other color besides yellow, blue, and gray.
I don't care about any of that stuff. It's just, to me, it's just a shittier console. Just like the fucking Switch is already shit, so...
It's like the DS Lite, basically. But just Switch first. And they also updated the Switch's hardware, which means I have the inferior Switch because the new one has an extra battery life. But I'm not gonna go out and buy another Switch just to have like 2 to 4 more hours of battery life. That's cool and all to have 9 hours of battery life, but yeah. Also, people were talking about Joy-Con drift, how the Joy-Cons like can move on its own, but Nintendo's like, oh, if you ever have that problem, you could just go to their support website and then they'll literally fix it for free or refund it. So I'm like, oh, that's good. But to be fair, like PlayStation and Xbox aren't really having any good games coming out right now. Like the only game I could think of that's coming out for either of them is Halo Infinite and Gears of War. Not Gears of War. Is it Gears of War? Whatever that what is that called? Is it Gears of War?
Yeah. I just unlocked
Yeah,
something.
okay. I was like, what?
It said I unlocked something called the speaker. I just want to see what it is.
Okay. Because Gears of War 5, yeah, like, okay.
Is it a setting or something?
What is PlayStation having right now? I heard that they're gonna make... I heard they're making an endgame video game experience for consoles or whatever. I mean, you can play endgame at home. I don't get, like, that sounds dumb. The only thing interesting right now that's coming out is Marvel, because they're announcing a bunch of shows and movies. Have you heard that about any of them, David?
No, I don't really watch that stuff. Oh wait, oh you're talking, oh the shows? No, but the movies, yeah, I saw.
Well, yeah, they were talking about like the new phase. Like,
what are your opinions?
It's cool that Black Widow is, like, I saw some artwork of Black Widow fighting Taskmaster, that's cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty underwhelmed by most of them.
Apparently they're bringing zombies into their, because of What If, so...
Yeah, but it's gonna be animated, so it doesn't even matter. All of What If is gonna be animated, so it's like... It doesn't fucking matter at all. And, okay, so... My thing with all of them is like, okay, the here, let me actually look up what they all were, because I don't even fucking remember all of them.
Most of them are collabs. Like, the only thing that's not really a collab is Black Widow and Slade. Everything else
You
is a
mean
collab,
Blade?
like... Is it Blade? Oh, it is Blade. I don't know, I just woke up. Okay, yeah, Blade.
Blade is like the only one I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, I didn't think that happened. Okay, so Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's like cool, but it's a TV show, so it's like, I don't
And
really
it's a crossover.
care.
It's also a
Yeah.
not crossover.
Loki, I'm not gonna watch because that's fucking stupid. Hawkeye, I don't even know why. Black Widow's a prequel, so I honestly don't see the point of watching it, even though I like Black Widow. Wanda and Vision just sounds stupid, and it also kind of spoils that Vision's gonna come back, so it's like, alright, there's the title, you don't need to watch the rest of the show. The Eternals is like, everyone's been looking forward to it, but like, I mean, cool, and we'll probably see maybe like a bit more of Thanos or something, you know, that'd be kind of cool, but like, it's, yeah. And then like, okay, what if I would like it if it wasn't fucking animated, but it's animated, so it's like, I don't give a shit. Thor, it's like, the female
It's
Thor and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
it's Natalie Portman being female Thor.
So I'm like, the Doctor Strange one and the multiverse, like, I haven't even seen the first Doctor Strange movie. And
I've
like, so I just don't really care. And like, I like Doctor Strange and all, but
It's
like,
probably gonna be good. It's gonna be visually good. I don't know if it's gonna be story good, but I know it's gonna be visually good.
and then
probably
Shang-Chi,
better.
I didn't even know who that was. I had to fucking look up who that was, and the character sounds boring as hell.
What is it?
He's like basically just some kung fu dude who fucking... Here, let me look up what his fucking backstory is again, because it's lame as shit, and they're just making a movie out. It's probably to make it another household name like Guardians.
They're probably also gonna connect it to the Avengers somehow.
Yeah, well, it said the dude is in the Avengers at some point and later joins them, but like... Okay, Shang-Chi is... Oh, wait, that's... Let me... Go to... Fictional superhero, blah, 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 blah. Marvel Edition, 15... He does not fight with weapons, he is unarmed. He knows kung fu's and shit. And he has the power to duplicate himself. That's it. He also has a monkey.
The only interesting thing is that we're actually having an Asian actor playing this character. You know, people were upset. It was like, oh, how come we didn't have an Asian actor play as Iron Fist? Like, okay.
Well, it doesn't really matter because the Iron Fist show fucking sucked. Got canceled. Just like the rest of the Marvel shows, that's why I didn't watch any of them.
All of them canceled because Hulu, because they own Hulu now, so they're like, oh, why are we putting our stuff onto Netflix when we literally own Hulu? That's why like Netflix isn't gonna get that much Marvel movies for a while.
Anyway, that's the live stream. I'm gonna end it there. So, thank you all for not watching. Bye-bye.